Hello to you. Happy New Year. Joey, only the Cariboo weather dude here. And there's not very much weather to talk about in British Columbia right now. In fact, the next 2 weeks looks kind of boring. So that's a good time to talk about Kung Fu, because that's one of my big loves in life, obviously. Today I want to talk about why I reject the idea of self-defense. So first of all, let me say that any good martial artist will tell you that you have to abandon the idea of self in order to be good at martial arts. You can't be thinking with this part of your brain, self, 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 and have actual ability. You have to abandon the self. So this is what Seafood John Kaufman from Hong Kong and I have been talking about a lot. When you're using that frontal part of your brain, you introduce tension into your body, and therefore you lose an element of relaxation. And when you lose an element of relaxation, you lose the ability to really project power properly within the Wing Chun system. If your main concern is to defend yourself, you're going to be thinking here, oh no, must protect myself. You know, most fights that I've won, there was no thinking involved. In fact, one of the things I say is the key to winning is to abandon the idea of winning. Just move, just react, and react properly. The other thing about protecting the self, though, that I don't like is that that's not the idea of the martial arts I want to instill in people. I want you to become a warrior, a true warrior, which means a balance of intellectual ability and a balance of physical ability and a balance of willingness to use both those things to your advantage. You're not just there to protect yourself defensively. You have people you care about, you have community, you have people in need and danger. Your job as a warrior is to protect everyone around you, not just yourself. The idea of self-defense implies that if I just learn a couple moves, then I'll be able to protect myself if something happens. And that's clearly not how you become a great martial artist. That's the convenience store method of I'm just going to take what I like and check it out as quick as I can and not put real thought and real work and real energy into my martial arts. Not developing myself internally, developing myself emotionally, not developing myself physically to my fullest capability. So what I want you to do is become really, 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 really good. And there is no belt that will declare when you are at your best. That will entirely depend on you, how hard you're willing to work, how empty you're willing to be. So you go to the self-defense club and you give the guy some money and he shows you a couple moves and you walk out of there. It's sort of like a counseling or a therapy session. You walk out thinking, I've learned something today. But the reality is when you walk into some guy who's a real bad dude, your 5 lessons you had won't mean shit. So you don't want to put the work in. You just want to have a couple self-defense techniques that can help you. This is your life you're talking about, and it's the life of people around you. So developing a warrior culture is about having a brain that is more than just focused on the self, that abandons the self. In fact, I suggest you do what Miyamoto Musashi says and abandon all ways, have no particular way. Those are just some of my quick thoughts today on self-defense and why if you come and want to learn some Wing Chun Kung Fu with me, you won't be learning self-defense. I'll tell you, if I'm scared of somebody legitimately, which doesn't happen very often and hasn't happened very often in my life, generally I've not been scared. But if I'm standing there, I'm not interested in the idea of waiting for you to hit me first. Like if you're terrifying, I am not going to wait to die. So the idea of self-defense only implies you only react when someone gives you something. And clearly that is not always the best way to protect yourself. Sometimes you need to strike first. That is the way of strategy, folks. Okay, have yourself a great week and keep practicing, keep meditating, keep relaxing, keep weeding out all that tension in your body until you are soft. Be as gentle as you can be all the time. Don't use any more than you have to use to do any particular thing. When I pick up a glass of water, I don't overuse my muscle to do it. I just meet it where it's at. Just meet things where they're at. Loosen that body up. Loosen yourself up. Abandon the self. You're not here for defense. You're here to achieve something higher. Please subscribe. We'll see you next time. Thanks, everyone. Bye.